Should you wait for the 2023 Toyota Tacoma or buy now the 2022 Tacoma? Well, it kind of depends. Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to RobMotive. So the big question is, should you buy a Toyota Tacoma now, the 2022, or wait for the 2023 Tacoma to come out? Which isn't going to be that long, really, just a few months. Well, there's a few things to consider, and it really does depend on what's important to you. Because I would say overall, they're basically the same truck, with the exception of really a few little looks changes, some aesthetics things. So let's take a quick look. I'm not going to go through them in depth. If you want to know that, I did a video previously about what is changing or what Toyota is giving us with the 2023 Tacoma. So number one, let's talk about the changes. There are three, I guess, big changes for Toyota that are coming with the 2023. Number one, there's a new TRD Pro color. It's the Solar Octane, which, by the way, will be a pretty striking color. It reminds me rather of Inferno. You know, that bright, rich orange. That was an awesome color. I don't think they ever should have gotten rid of it. And really, by coming up with this Solar Octane, they are kind of bringing it back. So if you like color and you like something really profound, Solar Octane might be for you, but you'll have to pony up the money for the TRD Pro version. Next up is the SX package. It's basically a blackout package. They're giving you blacked out wheels, blacked out mirrors, some other blacked out features. That's pretty cool. I would kind of liken it to the Night Edition. And last is the Chrome package. Now, I kind of laugh a little bit because I'm not a Chrome fan. There's no way I would buy a chromed out Toyota Tacoma, but there's nothing wrong with it. If you like Chrome and Chrome is your thing, the Chrome package might sway you to wait a little while for the 2023 Tacoma. You're going to have Chrome mirrors, Chrome door handles, even Chrome Tacoma across the back of the tailgate. If that's your thing, you might not want to buy right now. Next up, number two, you can find MSRP even right now, but premiums are still going to be around. So it might behoove you to go ahead and start looking now. You know, if you can find something out there that you can go ahead and grab a hold of at MSRP, or even better, depending on what part of the country you're in, you can save yourself a little bit of money by going ahead and buying right now as opposed to waiting for the 2023. And that, of course, is if none of the first three changes that I mentioned matter to you. Number three, grab it when you can. Again, if none of the three changes mean anything, you want to go ahead and grab one while you can, because supply is still very short. I took a look at my own local dealership this morning. They show that they have 5 Toyota Tacomas. But when you look a little bit closer, they're all in transit. They don't actually have anything on the lot. So that means if you're in a hurry to get one, you're not going to be able to go out and just pick one up today like you used to be able to do. Remember in the past, the good old days, when you decided you were going to get yourself a new Toyota Tacoma, you could go to the dealer lot. They'd have a row of them. Different trim levels, different options. You could pick out what you wanted. Not so much anymore. You kind of have to take a look at the allocations that they have coming in and then settle. That's right, settle for one of those. Now, you can still build one if you have a lot of time to wait. And a lot of people might want that option because you can spec it out the way that you want, and you should be able to get that for at least MSRP. I wouldn't build one today and then pay a premium on top of it. To me, that's just not right. Number 4, speaking of pricing, higher prices. You know, prices are high enough right now as it is, particularly if you're dealing with a shop or a dealership that's adding a premium to it. I don't look for that to go away. As I mentioned, there will still be pockets of dealerships out there that are willing to sell to you at MSRP. I bought this one at MSRP, but it's going to limit, again, the availability of stock for you. If you live in an area where all the dealerships are charging a premium, You either have to bite the bullet and pay it or travel. That's going to cost you more money, particularly if you have to fly somewhere. Maybe you have to spend the night in a hotel. Now, realize that it's probably not going to be the same as paying a $2,000 to $5,000 premium, but it's still going to cost you a bit more money. I would go ahead and grab one now because you know prices are also going to go up overall on the next version. It'd be cool if they didn't, but let's face it, I don't think I've seen a year recently where pricing on any new vehicles doesn't increase year to year. They blame supply, they blame the world problems. Aren't there always world problems? Lack of workers, parts, all kinds of stuff, but they always do it no matter what. It's always going to cost you more money. And we don't know yet, at least not that I've heard, what pricing is going to be on the 2023s. Number 5, you can get more for your used truck right now. Assuming it's a Toyota Tacoma, you're going to get top dollar for it. Unless, of course, it's not in very good shape. Maybe it doesn't run right. Maybe it's rusted. Or you've got a bunch of dents and stuff in it from being out on the trails or whatever it is you do with it. But even so, right now, still is the best time to be in the market as far as selling a used vehicle. Now, the best way to do that, of course, is to sell it outright yourself. Take it to a dealership. They're going to offer you less money because they have to resell it for a profit, right? I mean, they're not going to bring it in at, pick a number, $10,000 and sell it at $10,000. But if it's not worth $10,000, they're not going to sell it for $8,000. Makes sense, right? It's going to cost them money to get it ready, prep it, all that stuff, and then they have to make a profit too. That's how they keep the lights on. So they're not going to give you as much money as you would get if you went ahead and tried to sell it yourself, which, let's face it, can be a pain. You then become the salesman. You have to spend your time waiting for people that probably aren't going to show up or are going to try to lowball you on the price because you're selling it yourself. That can be kind of a drag, but you're still going to make more money doing it that way. So why do I bring all this up? Well, if I'm being honest, and I know I also did a video recently about just changing your truck around because you're not going to get anything any different by buying a new one, except for one of those 3 aesthetic changes. But I've been looking around myself because, you know, that's how I am, realizing, of course, that any Tacoma out there is going to be pretty much identical to what I have, minus maybe a package and a couple of other options or something like that. So I thought it'd be interesting to kind of run through it myself, trying to convince myself too that, you know, right now is really not the time for me to go looking because we don't have the redesigned Toyota Tacoma yet, and I'm not going to get anything different than what I already have. But if you're in the market, I would say don't wait. Go ahead and get one right now. There's no reason to wait for the 2023 because you're not going to get anything really additional except for aesthetic changes. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Are you on the fence? Maybe you just got that new Tacoma hunger? I can relate. Are you waiting, or are you going to go ahead and get something now and don't even worry about the 2023? I'd be curious to know. Also, real quick, I do have 2 additional channels. RobMotive MT, all about mini trucks, currently the Hyundai Santa Cruz, and RobMotive JT, all about Jeep Gladiators. Check them out, and if you're interested, please consider subscribing. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.